Katt Williams and Terrence Howard have spoken out with claims that the entertainment business exploits young women and places black men in positions that serve larger agendas. In their view, figures like Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and Jeffrey Epstein were not the ultimate power brokers but rather pieces in a much bigger system. They argue that behind the spotlight, influential players allegedly use wealth and celebrity status to pressure and control rising performers. According to this perspective, men are pushed to compromise their values while women are pressured to trade away their dignity, all as part of a hidden structure operating within Hollywood. That's the central argument being made.
You can't be so happy to change your life. You know how many celebrities went to Diddy's house thinking they was finna dance? How does that feel? You a grown ass man. You gotta leave Diddy party like that. You can't even sit down in the car. You gotta drive all the way home, standing up. Can't roll the window down. You roll the window down, that breeze hit that open ass hole and start blowing and ships start saying, "Wah!"
Terrence Howard, an Oscar-nominated performer, has spoken about witnessing how parts of the entertainment world operate behind closed doors. He has described private meetings and uncomfortable audition settings that ultimately led him to distance himself from certain industry circles. Allegations about casting couch practices in Hollywood have circulated for decades, though many insiders rarely address them publicly. Following legal scrutiny involving Diddy, reports surfaced that federal authorities conducted searches at properties connected to him. Online commentary has exaggerated claims about seized materials, but officials have not publicly confirmed sensational details often repeated on social media. In an interview with Patrick Bet-David, Howard discussed why he believes he was sidelined professionally. He suggested that powerful figures sometimes misuse influence and connections to pressure rising artists. Howard also spoke about the risks performers face when refusing demands, hinting at professional consequences. His remarks reignited debate about accountability and transparency within the entertainment industry.
Losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
This is the point where the narrative becomes even more intense. According to Terrence Howard, the reason he stepped away from the entertainment business and believes he was pushed out was not due to his talent or conduct. He has implied that it stemmed from his refusal to compromise his personal principles. Howard has described an encounter in which Diddy invited him to a private dinner and later expressed personal interest after hearing him perform music. Howard suggested that the conversation hinted at unspoken expectations, implying that advancement in certain industry spaces might require compliance with inappropriate demands. These claims remain allegations, but they have fueled ongoing debate about power dynamics within the music and film world.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
According to critics, this followed a familiar pattern attributed to Diddy. Similar allegations have appeared in various civil complaints, where aspiring actors and models claimed they were invited to private auditions in hotel rooms and pressured with threats that refusal could damage their careers. The arrest of Harvey Weinstein intensified public awareness of such accusations, though claims about evidence seized from Diddy's properties remain unproven in court. Online discussions have also drawn in names like Justin Bieber, Usher, and Aaron Carter, suggesting a shared connection through early exposure to powerful industry figures. However, no court ruling has established that these artists were victims of the specific allegations being circulated. References to flavor camp, a term Diddy once used, are often cited in speculation about how young performers were mentored within elite circles. Some commentators argue that parents and managers sometimes prioritized fame and opportunity over caution, while others strongly dispute that narrative. Terrence Howard has spoken about the emotional toll of compromising one's values for success, questioning whether achievement is worthwhile if personal integrity is sacrificed. Claims that certain artists turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms due to alleged past experiences remain speculative and have not been confirmed by verified evidence.
With that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Katt Williams has voiced similar claims for years. As far back as 2017, long before recent controversies surrounding Diddy gained attention, he publicly argued that achieving success in Hollywood often requires compromising one's principles. Williams has also suggested there is a noticeable pattern in which certain black entertainers rise in prominence after appearing in comedic roles that involve wearing dresses. He interprets this as a broader cultural dynamic, alleging it serves to undermine masculinity. As an example, he referenced Kevin Hart, noting that Hart appeared in such roles early in his career before becoming a major box office star. These remarks reflect Williams' personal viewpoint and have sparked ongoing debate about representation, satire, and opportunity within the entertainment industry.